Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. I'm sorry for the small delay. I was preparing some things for you. So I'm happy you're here. So glad you made it. Thanks for everyone who has been donating. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here and listening to these messages. So okay, so I don't know if all of you know me. Hi, Amber. Hi, Bard. Hi, Fair. Hi, beautiful soul. Hi, No. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about twin flames and old souls today. I know. Hi there. Yes, I changed the time a little bit today in order to have more of you on, or to give you a chance to come on at this hour. So I wanted to talk a little bit about twin flames and what is going on with the energies, and also what we have been living as awakened souls, and what we're going through as a collective right now. So we are preparing for LionsGate. We have been preparing since the first eclipse in July. And this has kind of been intensified by the lunar eclipse. I know many of you had some crazy experiences around the time of the eclipse. It brought up a lot of shadow, and it brought up also there's so much light coming in right now that anything that is not of the same vibration, and especially in people who haven't been consciously connecting to the light, those people will get very, very triggered at this time. So be prepared to see people getting triggered. And also in the Twin Flame Collective, it depends to what truth or to what level of energy you are aligning with. But it is a very positive time to take a last look at the things that are coming up, at the, let's say, negative aspects, and start to focus more in opening your channels and in opening yourself to receive more light. I know many divine feminines have been triggered. I think I talked about this a little in the full moon gathering, and there's this sense, I think, in the female collective, a little bit of impatience and of being like, when are these people going to wake up? When is the divine masculine going to fully embrace his divinity, etc.? But remember that we are working together. And the more you embrace your divine masculine in yourself, the more you're resisting them. And the more you embrace your divine feminine energy, both parts of the collective, we still have a lot of work to do. So we are healing. And the way you know that you still need healing is when you... Hi, DR. Hi, everybody. Is when you feel like you are incomplete, or when you feel like you're empty, or when you feel like you're alone. So all of these feelings are part of the old paradigm and are part of the old relationship template, and also a part of the way we as souls used to relate to the world and to the 3D. So we are not only changing through the divine feminine and the divine masculine the way relationships work, but we are changing the way we as souls, as awakened beings, relate to this dimension and to being alive on planet Earth, and how we relate to the systems, the structures, and the things that have been created by humankind. So even the way we relate to science, the way we relate to politics, to history, all of these things that have in some way defined us in previous times, we are being asked to take another look and see what is actually working for us, what is actually part of our divinity, what is actually aligned with our light, and what is not. And we're being asked at this time to let go of all the things that are no longer aligning, be it friends, be it things, situations with family members, be it works, be it career paths, be it maybe parties, maybe religions, maybe systems that we kind of were brought into, or that we were there, and maybe now we're starting to see beyond those systems. We're starting to embrace our divinity, and we're starting to let ourselves be guided by this light, which is our intrinsic knowledge, which is our intuition. And this is also true for ourselves as divine feminines or as divine masculines. So we're letting go of the old ways that we used to identify as being a woman, or what it meant to be a man. And these are concepts that I have been talking about for quite some time, but they are still very relevant, because we are all, this is like a process, you can see it as a spiral. So we start, and then we elevate, we clear and we elevate, we clear and we elevate. And each level of that spiral has stuff that is going to come up, right? So we are like peeling the layers in order to get to more light, to receive more light. And as we do this, these concepts that I talk about, this kind of purification, it starts showing us different characteristics. So this is not just to focus on what has to be healed and what has to be cleared, but right now the message that I want to bring in is that now more than ever, we as spiritual beings should be, or are being nudged to connect more to the light. So before, in the old spiritual paradigm, there was this like endless clearing, right? And endless, kind of like fighting the ego. It was kind of a war against ego and against dark entities, and and we would clear and clear and clear and clear. And it was kind of a way, it felt like extremely exhausting, and especially given the circumstances, given the 3D, doing the spiritual work. That's why so many went into ashrams and went into these sacred places in order to be away from the world, to be able to do the spiritual work. And I know many of you have also lived this in some kind of degree. Maybe you didn't go to an ashram and were there 11 years, but maybe you started to isolate yourself and to hermit in your own home for a period of years or some time. In my awakening, I was a hermit, I think about like 8 years, a little bit. I mean, I was pretty functional in the social world at times, but the most of the time I spent reading and investigating and learning all of the things about spirituality and about healing that I could, and also going within meditating. I used to meditate like 3 hours a day and like have a very heavy practice. But it seemed like a part of it was amazing, but a part of it was like, it seemed like there was so much work to do. And there was. And for all the people who had their awakening at that time, you know what I'm talking about. And you know how long it took before to heal illnesses. When I came into my spiritual path and into healing, and one of the reasons why I am a healer and why I have learned how to heal is because I learned how to heal myself. So when I started meditating and I started discovering different spiritual paths, I started studying different spiritual backgrounds and disciplines, and I tapped into that part of me that always knew that I had this intuition, but I started to research and to develop and to get tools for myself in order to be able to apply that part. So what you could call it, this spiritual gifts, right? So learning how to really ground and apply the spiritual gifts. And I did this in order to heal myself because I had a disease since I was about 11 years old. And this was like, I don't know, I was like 7 years with that disease, approximately. And it led me to that point that I already shared with you, that I really didn't want to live, right? So the disease got so bad that it culminated in that moment where I had to decide if I really wanted to be here and to stay here, or if I wanted to move on, basically. And of course, I decided to stay. And from there, I started applying all this knowledge that I had gained in order to heal myself. Why? Because I had seen all types of doctors in like the medicine field. I had seen like everything that I could like get help. I had seen like even like psychological help, and but all in like in the medicine field. And none of this helped me at all. So actually, some of it made it worse, made my disease worse, and made my body worse, and made even my hope worse. Because in the medical perspective, what I had was something that was uncurable, and it was something that I was going to have to live with my whole life. So basically, my quality of life wasn't going to be like normal, or it didn't seem promising for them. And when I heard this, I completely said, no, there has to be another way. I know in my soul, I know in my heart that there is another way. Even though the whole 3D, even though everything I knew up until that point was telling me that there was no way, something inside of me said, yes, there is an alternative to this. And the alternative for me was energy healing, and the whole realm actually of spirituality and healing through spiritual practice, and then more specifically through energetic healing, which is what I do up until now. So I started doing this, and for the first time, I think I did the first healing on myself, and I felt so much better. My body had less pain. Like, it was an experience that I will never forget, because it changed the whole way I perceived medicine and the whole way that I have perceived the world. Because in that moment, I knew for sure, and I had the proof in my own body, that the way everyone else was telling me to go, the medicine, the normal medicine, wasn't the way for me. And that the way that my intuition had told me was actually what was working. And it was the only thing that had worked. So from then on, the journey for me was going deeper and understanding how it was healing, how my body was healing, how all these things work. And then I decided right there that I was going to bring this to as many people as possible, because there is, through anchoring your light, when you believe in your own light, even if the whole world is against it, if you believe in your light, if you believe in your solution, if you believe in your well-being, you will create a way. You will create a path. So after this, I continued to learn different practices. But the whole process of healing, comparison to what I do today and the way I work today, for example, with my patients, is something that before, or in that period of time, it seemed like all of us healers and spiritual workers were kind of going against the current. It seemed like there was always this heavy energy weighing down, coming down, and healings took a lot more time. So, for example, in order to heal something like cancer, something like very, very big, or something like what I had, it took years. So for me, it took basically like almost 7 years to completely heal it. But obviously, like the difference of how I felt in the beginning and how I felt like 1 year after doing the healing, or even after that first healing, like everything changed, right? But the development was kind of slow. And what is happening now, and this is also important for twin flames, because we are in a time where the energy that is available in the planet is like nothing that we have ever seen. Okay, so if before something took 7 years to heal, the same thing now can maybe take 1 year to heal, or 9 months. That's kind of the difference in the way that I'm seeing it. How this energy that is coming into the planet is supporting us. It is supporting our evolution. It is supporting our spiritual connection, because we are opening channels that we never knew we had. We are connecting to our infinite being, our divine self, but the channels are, it's kind of like if we before had 3 channels, imagine, through our multidimensionality, now we are opening up spectrums of 50 channels, of 100 channels, and it goes on to infinity. So right now, your healing and your spiritual practice can kind of feel like a walk in the park. Maybe not so, maybe that's a little too much, but if you are connecting to the divinity in you, you can really start to heal yourself much faster than we ever could as human beings on this realm. So this is a message to bring you hope, but also to bring you the awareness of your own mastery. If you are here and you're listening to this, you are probably someone who has always been sensitive, who has always been a sensitive soul, who is probably an awakened soul, who has been coming to this planet a long time, and who has the capability of self-healing. We all have this. This is something that develops, and this is something that is lying as a potential in all of us. So there are people who incline more to certain types of healing, or to healing through certain kinds of things. That's part of your own flavor, of your own energetic composition. That's part of who you are. And that is different from every person. But the capacity to heal yourself, to regenerate your body, to heal from disease, to find solutions to whatever thing you're facing, that potential lies in you. In all my years as a healer, the most rapid recoveries and the most effective treatments that I have seen occur when the soul is open and ready to receive. So many times, if the healings kind of don't work, or we have a longer time treating the thing, it's because the soul is not ready yet to heal that particular thing. Or sometimes the soul is not willing, because we still need to learn something about that. But when your heart and your soul are completely surrendered and are completely open to receive the healing will occur. And now more than ever. Because it's like this new beautiful energy, which I also call like the divine feminine energy that is coming into the planet, that is reestablishing everything. It's going to like connect through like the crystalline grid. We are connecting so many things that were kind of disconnected. We're going to start discovering how we are completely connected, and we're also going to discover more about our energetic bodies, how we work, how we are multidimensional beings, and how Gaia is also multidimensional, and how we are in correlation with her, and we are also assisting her ascension. So we're all ascending. And for the first time now, it's like we have this team of support with us every time, everywhere we are. We can just connect to this light, to this divinity that is in us, and we can call in help. We can call in assistance. We can call in healing. We can call in support to find our mission. I encourage you to do this, and to do this also if you want in your twin flame relationship, but to start by doing it with yourself. Because in order to be the light for someone else, even if it's your twin flame, you have to be able to anchor the light in you. And in order to anchor the light in you, you have to start practicing self-love. This is the way of the new paradigm for me, in my personal opinion. The way to heal in the new paradigm is healing through self-love, self-compassion, self-empowerment, and really through that preparing the vessel, through that love, through that healing that you're giving to yourself, preparing the vessel to embody more and more and more of your divine qualities. And this is something each one of you can do in your home, alone, in wherever time you are or space. You can start to do this. And this is going to bring in a lot of healing, faster healing. And while you do this, you are also bringing in new connections to your twin flame. So as you open your channels, as you open your capacity to receive light, you also open new connections, and you establish new connections of higher light to your twin flame. And you also establish new connections and higher connections to everything, to the world itself and to other people. Okay, so, and because of this, also this information that I have been receiving, I was also guided, and I have been starting to download a new course, like a class. That it's the first time that I will do this, but I think I know that it is time. But it's going to be like kind of like a webinar where I will teach you what I have learned of how to anchor your light. So if you're saying, okay, fine, yes, I want to anchor my light, but how do I do that? Or how do I come to love myself? How do I start with this self-love? How do I, start to really anchor my divinity in my human? Well, I want to do this class because I don't want to go here too much into all the details, because there are tools and there are simple ways that you can start to do this practice and to build your spiritual practice, and then to receive also other healing tools in order to self-heal. So I'm not going to do a course where I'm going to heal you. That's like part of what I do in my healings, that you receive and I work on you. But the course will be about empowering you, giving you like the crown, giving you the the power, the tools, the sword, anything that you need in order for you to be able to heal yourself, in order for you to be able to anchor more light, to expand your channels and collect all and receive all the energy. And then from there, you can expand this to your twin flame, or you can expand this to the world, or you can start serving other people too. So it will be a course where we will start very slowly. It's going to be, you don't have to have like experience in healing, but it's going to start to bring you into that space, and it's going to activate you. I'm also going to use activations in order for you to be able to start healing yourself, healing through anything that you may have, and then getting the tools to go on higher. So you can do it by yourself. You don't need anyone else. I mean, you can always get assistance from healers, and I always encourage that. Even for myself, I also go to receive healings, because sometimes we need that extra push, or we need a different perspective, and it's also a self-discovering journey that never ends. But my intention for this course is to help you through this time, and using the energies that we have at this time available for us, for you to wake up your higher consciousness, for you to remember what you knew as an old soul. So it's kind of a process of retrieving, just like I was talking in my other video about retrieving your inner child, retrieving your innocence, retrieving that divine power that you came in with. It's the same, but we are going to retrieve all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the power, and all the healing that you already did before as a soul. Because all of you who are awakened today here in this plane, you have been awakened in past lifetimes, and you have a spiritual path. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this. So you have a baggage, but you also have a knowledge. And what we're doing now through the Akash, which is the Akashic records, which is the place, or the energy where all of our memories are stored as a soul, all of our soul memories. What's happening with the Akash is that before, it used to show us everything that we needed to heal. So we would see really violent past lifetimes, or we would have like memories of seeing entities or wars or very dark things. And this was a process we had to go through in order to clear and to kind of like shut the door on that, kind of like finish that part. But now what the Akash is going to start doing with us, and you can see this through your unconscious, you can receive this in meditation or in dream state, you're going to start receiving support from your Akash for the first time. So you're going to start receiving answers. You're going to start receiving solutions to the things that you have, to problems in your life. You're going to start receiving like nudges, like intuition. And this is going to direct you to the light. So we are no longer too busy fighting the dark, and fighting the shadow, but we are integrating the shadow through self-love by opening ourselves up to more light. If we open our channels to more light, that light, which is intelligent, which is divine, knows what to do. It will go into your body, and it will flush out whatever darkness was still there, without you needing to go to that part and to that darkness and to really review it again and heal it and clear it. That will be something that will start to happen more automatically. So this is why I feel that it is a very exciting time, even though it's challenging as well, because we are clearing many things. But I feel like it's a very, very exciting time for you to become your own master, for you to start to initiate yourself, to remember who you are, to remember why you came here, to remember all your gifts, to remember all the things that you came here to share. And the more you do that, the more you will be anchoring love and light in the planet. And the more you do that, the more your reality will shift. And we will start co-creating with this benevolent light. Okay, so you can see it as that. That's the way I see it. I see it as a like benevolent force, you know, where before it was always like kind of fighting the like this kind of like darkness. Now it's like the light is here and the light is starting to spread, and we can co-create with that light, and we can also become our own teachers and become our own masters and become our own healers, because we no longer need to study as extensively as before. I mean, you can if you like, and that's amazing that you do the whole mental work and the logic work. That's something, for example, that I enjoy a lot to discover and question. And the more awakened you are, the more you start asking questions, the more you want to know, and you can get enough of that information. But that is part of the process. But we are also in a time where the more we intuitively learn about how our energy works, how our energy bodies are made, how our multidimensional self looks like, how it works, how it functions, the more we relate to this part that is innate to us, the easier it will be for us to heal ourselves just by surrendering to our divine intelligence, to the divine intelligence that we are. And the only way to surrender to that is through an open heart. I don't know if you guys have seen miracles or have witnessed miracles. But when I saw miracles, I have seen many in this lifetime. The thing that I found that these moments had in common was a complete surrender of the mind, complete surrender of the emotions, and a complete opening of the heart. So if you can think about any time that you witnessed a miracle, that you saw someone help someone, that you saw something that was about to die live again, that maybe you were even the miracle, maybe you were about to die and you came back to life. If you can go to that moment, you can even feel it. The heart was completely open. The heart was completely open and you were completely connected to divinity. Or that person that you saw was completely open and completely connected to divinity, with no care for what was actually possible through logic. There is no place for logic, for human logic or for mental logic when there are miracles present. There is just not enough room for that. When the heart is open to witness a miracle, when faith is completely activated in someone, the mental constructs and the emotional and everything that we usually relate to as 3D beings, they just vanish completely. And you can see and feel and be the divinity that you are. Or you can be in the presence of someone who is embodying that divinity. So, just to remind you of that, reminding you of the miracle that life is in itself, that you are here, that you were born, Can you imagine the time where you were born, the exact moment when you were born, when you were coming into life, and when your soul was coming into the body and being birthed in this new universe, or in this completely different paradigm. So if we really pay attention, we can presence miracles every day. And the more we are in tune with that, the more flexible, the more open we are in our minds, in the way we see life, in the way we see ourselves, the more open and flexible we can be, the less we will suffer. Especially now, especially in this time. And this also goes and ties in a little bit into the twin flame concept, because I know there's a lot of information out there and there are a lot of definitions. And for me, trying to define what twin flames are is kind of trying to define what a human being is, or trying to define what a soul is. So we can have our own conception and our own perception and our own feeling of what something is. But the more open we remain, even though we have kind of a guideline or a concept, the more open we remain, the more open we also remain to miracles and to be shown the truth and to be guided by our divine selves. So I know there are some people who say, well, a soul is this and this, and twin flame is this and this, and these are the signs, and this is how it works. But really, we are all unique. We all have our unique imprint. You can put two human beings to do the same thing. They will always do everything different, because we are all wired in a very particular way, and we have our own personal energetics. We have our own colors. That's why each person has a different configuration of colors. Maybe we all have like the colors of the rainbow, but the way these colors are connected and the amount of, for example, violet or green that person holds is specific to each being. There are no two beings, two souls that have the same energetics. We are all completely it's like single-handedly made, right, by God. So this is to embrace your singularity and to embrace your own path. And this includes the path of your life that you have lived so far, the path that is ahead of you, and also all of your relationships, all the relationships you had, everything that brought you to this moment in time. If you can honor that and be grateful for that, that will give you so much more satisfaction. And you have this as a constant reminder as well. And for the whole twin flames, for me, twin flames is kind of like a small particle of what we are experiencing collectively as souls. So we are starting to be in the notion and to understand that we are not alone, that we are all connected, that there is an interdimensional web that is connecting all of us, and not only to each other, but to planet Earth, and also to the higher dimensions. So we are starting to know and to see our ranges. And many of you are having past lifetimes. You're seeing part of your past as a soul. Many of you are connecting to your starseed families. You're starting to connect to your gifts. So we are starting to understand humans as multidimensional beings. And we are starting to understand how time and space works. And we are starting to understand how our own energetics work. And in this, the whole twin flame energetic is something that is awakening people through the power of love, through this like energy of wanting to embrace the divine in you and wanting to see someone else embrace the divine in themselves. And obviously in wanting to come together, right, to merge, which is basically the soul's first longing, you know, to be part of the whole. But in reality, we're always part of the whole. We're all a part of God. If you see God or a part of the source, you know, it's like we are this huge light. And this light decided to split and become small little lights and come down to earth in small little lights. But we're all part of the same light. And this is specifically what for me, Twin Flames actually portrays. This light, but also the union of both polarities, the masculine and feminine, which is something that we are all doing as a collective, as individual souls. We are all recalibrating the polarities within us, the feminine and the masculine, and we are recalibrating the polarities in Mother Earth, in the world, and in all the energy of the 3D, basically. So this is why this new benevolent energy, that I call it like that, this feminine energy is like, it's the first time that it's having access to being on this earth plane again, like being and merging and connecting with the energy that had been here. So through this merge, this is creating a new energetic. This is changing our magnetic field. This is changing our own bodies. This is changing our DNAs. So we are part of a ripple effect. And the twin flame is important, especially for me, especially because it is awakening many souls to their own divinity, to discover their own divinity, to heal their lineages, to heal their feminine aspect and their masculine aspect. And it's bringing all these souls together. So we are getting together. All of you who are here today, you were brought together by this energetic as well. So we are not only coming together with our twin flames and with our twin souls, but we are coming together with our soul group, with our soul families, with our extended soul groups. And we are starting to come together as humanity. So we are anchoring unity consciousness. And we are not aiming or like trying to be separated or being in conflict, but we are starting to strive for union. So the feeling of longing that you have towards your twin is the feeling of longing that you have towards everyone in the world, towards all the divine sparks of God, to put it in a way. And this is part of the bigger scope of the twin flames, which is something that often is not really talked about. But to bring this unity consciousness, it's not just about two individuals coming together and doing one mission. It's about the human developing a new way of relating to the world and to other human beings, and to come together as souls and to come together as a planet and to start connecting instead of separating, and to start building love and community among us instead of war and separation. And this is something that will take some time, and this is something that is changing now. And that the ones of you who are awakened to this, who know this, for me, you are the twin flames. For me, you are the awakened souls. And you are the ones who are starting, are like the pioneers of this whole process that will unfold. And just by being you and by being aware and by expanding your consciousness, by doing your spiritual work, you are already shining a light on all the other souls that haven't awakened yet. Because there are many, many, many souls in the world that are still like sleeping, let's say, or that haven't been awakened. Or there are younger souls that are here also doing other things. But all the ones that are here, you have this mission to be here and to be healed and to be happy and to be love, in order to show what love is to humanity, to other people, to your divine counterpart, to be that. But we have to, in order to receive it, we have to embody it. So we receive it from the divine. That's also why right now meditating and just being able to receive, to just sit down, do your spiritual practice by receiving God, receiving light, and consciously opening your channels to receive more. This is going to assist all of your body, because our cells are preparing to receive more. Our DNA is preparing. We are all changing. So the more light you can bring into your body, the more water you can drink, the more you can take care of yourself. This is going to assist you in all areas of your life. This is so important. And it's so important for all of you who are light workers to really make your spiritual work and your light work and your own personal practice and your own time for yourself, to really make that a priority in your life, to really develop the trust in the divine, to develop the trust in yourself and your divine guidance, in order to uplift all areas of your life through that unity consciousness in you, and not through struggle, not through worry, not through fear, not through programming. And I can tell you, because of my own experience, that even at times where it felt like everything was taken away from me, like everything, or that I just lost everything, it was really the beginning of me gaining myself back, gaining my own divine guidance, my own divine mastery, my own divine direction. And that led me to everything that I am now, and to everything that I'm doing now, that I'm extremely grateful for every day. I know someone wrote in some comments before, a couple of days ago, that, or I don't remember if it was a patient who told me, like, it was a patient. Like, I haven't been happy in such a long time. It has been such a rough ride, and I have been sad the majority of my life. And I can completely relate to that feeling, because I had it too. But now it's a time when you empower yourself, you work on yourself, you do your spiritual thing, you learn how to heal yourself, and you're going to see how fast you can change from that paradigm of being sad, in pain, discontent, not really knowing where to go, like in the shadows, to having a direction, to having like a fulfillment in your heart, to really feeling whole and complete, with or without your twin flame. That's the key. That's the key, and that's the one pull, and the one thing that will attract and that will change the energetics of your connection to the world, but also your connection to the twin flame. When you feel whole and complete, and you are anchored in your light, that will automatically transmit to your twin flame, and that will make a pull. That is something that I think will always work, and that I have seen, and that I can tell you. But it also works in other areas of your life. So it's not just like to say, I'm going to do this so my twin flame can come back. No, the point is to do it, and to really do the same effect, to have the same effect through your career, because this pull of what you actually want and what you actually know that you deserve happens not only through your twin flame, but it happens through maybe the place where you want to live, the career you want to have, your mission. Mission is so important for twin flames because that's what we actually came here to do. We as awakened souls came to do our mission. Even if you don't know what your mission is, start to ask questions, start to look for answers, start to dive deep into yourself, to start to get to know who you are, start to discover, use your Akash to discover who you were, who you are, what you came here to do. Like, start to find the solutions, trusting your light, developing your faith in God. Because really, that's the only certainty sometimes in the journey, that you have faith in yourself and in the light. Because ultimately, you are the light. Okay. So it's almost an hour. Oh my God. I'm just going to check the chat box really quick. You can just breathe that in and start to receive this. Okay, hi everybody. I'm so glad you're here. So again, this is why I am being guided to do this new course, new webinar. I will do it online so everyone can join, and we will find like convenient hours in order for you to join if you want. And this will help all of you who are wanting to anchor the light and to start learning how to self-heal and how to move yourself forward without having to depend, on anything else external. So also developing your intuition, your psychic gifts, like learning how to start anchoring your divine self. And for all of you who are interested in healing yourself or being healers, or that you're a healer, but you just never had the occasion or the way or the path to really start awakening this. If you want to discover that with me, I will be so honored and so happy to do this with you guys. So I will be doing another video just on that healing course, so you have a little bit more of the information. But I think the first module will be starting very soon, so like in a couple of weeks. So I'll let you know about that. Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to do a small meditation. If you guys have any questions before the meditation, you can just write them in the chat box. And also, anyone who donated $20, I said on the description of the video that anyone who did that small that contribution could ask me a question about the twin flames, or I could see a little bit more deeper into your situation if you like that. So anyone who wants to ask, or who sent that and wants to ask the question, please do. I will be happy to answer that. And also everyone can ask questions. It's just that if I go more into healing and going a little bit more profound, it's a little different. Okay, so I think no questions right now. Okay, great. So if there are no questions yet, we will dive into the meditation. And when we come back out of the meditation, I will answer the questions if they are there. Okay. So let's just close our eyes. You can drink water, a little bit of water if you want. Okay. Let's just start breathing in deeply. And first of all, I'm going to clear a little bit for all of you who are here in the chat and who will be joining later. So let's just ask for all of you who are here, who are connected, to be fully connected through your crown to the core of God. Starting to see this silver light, the silver ray, the silver channel of light. The silver color purifies and is starting to purify all of your channel, your main channel, from the core of God to the core of Mother Earth. We're just going to ground through some tones. And we're going to start invoking and opening your left and right channels for the rainbow ray. So just start perceiving how this rainbow energy is surrounding you, surrounding all of your energy field. And it's starting to nurture, and it's starting to penetrate all the layers of your energetic bodies and of your physical body. Okay, and we're going to ask God the Father and God the Mother to start clearing out from any of you, to clear any negative energies, entities, anything of the lower mind, of the lower constructs, any archonic imprints, impressions, any archonic fields that are connected to you or that were ever connected to you. You can imagine this as just having these lower floors, and we're just dropping them. We're just disconnecting and dropping this, and this is being transmuted, brought back down to Mother Earth to be transmuted into unconditional love. So I'm seeing how some of you, it's really funny because it's like I'm seeing some of you are like a little bit more kind of like connected to the higher energies. And some of you are starting to connect with these energies. And it's like the ones of you that are more connected are kind of pulling upwards. The ones of you who are a little bit like kind of, a little bit more connected to the earth. So let's just ask that through our divine intention right here and right now, that each one of us connects to our own source light, that we start to expand our own channels, our own receivers through the blue ray and through the rose ray, that we start receiving and connecting into our own divine nature through the masculine side of us, through the feminine side of us. And we're going to invoke the violet flame, the violet ray, which represents the blend of these two aspects, and also the purification of our inner masculine and our inner feminine energy. Okay, and I'm feeling a lot of release for some of you at the mind level. We're just going to ask that all of your spiritual guides, your spiritual teams, your light oracle is here supporting you and assisting you. All the medical teams of the 5th and 6th dimension and beyond. They start working and the ones of you who need a process through your brain, through your mental construct, just liberating and opening up to more understanding, to receiving your own answers, opening up to receive more information from your divine self, opening up to receive more of your intuition, that all of your channels are cleared away now. That anything that was, any filters, any implants, any imprints, anything that was blocking your channels to your own divine aspect, to your own divinity, that this is removed now through the fields, that it is transmuted and removed out of your channels now. And also any filters, any implants, any imprints, anything that was blocking your third eye chakra and your forehead chakra, and anything that was blocking your pineal and your pituitary gland, we are just going to remove this now. If you like that, you can just say yes internally. Okay, now we're going to connect all of you first to Mother Earth. We're going to start receiving gold and liquid light up our Earth Star chakra and up our grounding cords. With a lot of nurturance, this golden light, this new configuration. The Divine Mother is also here to assist you. And in the Divine Mother, in Mother Earth, there are treasures for each one of the souls that are here. There are gifts, there is abundance, there is freedom, there is benevolence, there is healing through the floor, through the channels of Mother Earth, through the channels that connect you to the Divine Mother. So just receive and pull this energy up every time you inhale. You pull it up into your heart, this liquid golden light, into your forehead, into your brain, into all of your auric field. So like 1 meter up until 5 meters away from you. You start filling up all the space. And take a moment to fill into any part of you that needs healing right now. That needs maybe love, understanding. Any part of you that is feeling longing, that is feeling empty, that is feeling sorrow, pain. And we're going to let this energy go into that part of you. And to start sealing out the space, to start filling it up with unconditional love, with nurturance, and with divine codes, with codes of activations that will let you release these energies, these lower energies, these lower natures, and anything that is not serving you anymore. This is all released. You can just set your intention to release anything that you need to release right now. Very good. Okay, some of you, please try to release a little bit more of the mind. So bring in this golden energy into your headspace, into your brain, into your mind, into your mental body. We're going to release all resistance, all fear, any fear of control, manipulation from the outside world, any fear of pain, any fear of sorrow and suffering. From the soul level, from the soul's perspective, and also release this from the inner child perspective now. Bring in the gold, Very good. Okay. And now we're going to start expanding your channels for every one of you who wants to do this, who feels ready to do this. You just go focus on your third eye chakra. Try to set your gaze into the middle of your eyebrows. Start breathing in. And we're going to start feeling, seeing, or perceiving this very bright star a couple of inches above your crown. And this is a star that is shining very brightly in a blue. I see it as a light blue or white tonality. You can see it in different colors. And we're going to start gazing at it. And this is a part of you that connects you to your higher self. So this is like a gate. So we're going to start opening the gate very slowly. We're going to start opening the gate to your connection to your higher self. We're going to receive some codes and some light language, maybe I'm feeling, just to start this process of opening your receivers, opening this gate to your higher self. Okay. And I feel like these are like the priestesses and the priests. So your aspect of a divine priestess and a divine priest coming in, just surrounding us and being there, holding the space for this initiation. And you can see how this star starts to shine, this beautiful ray. It shoots this ray up into the sky, up into your higher self, up into God. And this ray connects you to your angelic templates, to your shamanic templates. For some of you, to your priestess, high priestess templates, high priests, to your Lemurian or Atlantean family, soul family. For some of you, it's opening the Syrian, activating your connection to Sirius. And I'm seeing a lot of the support of all your starseed families, all these high beings, benevolent beings. And it's like they're all here to support you in this awakening process, in this rediscovery process. And they're saying, it's time to begin the quest. It's time to begin the vision quest. Okay, so we're going up, up, up. And through the higher realms, it's like each of you are going into your own sacred chambers. This is a chamber of healing, but also a chamber of studying. So you may be joined by your spiritual teachers, spiritual masters, your angels, your guardian team, your light oracle, and they will be giving you Anything that you need right now, maybe that it will be lessons, maybe you will receive healing. This will be different for each one of you, and it will be according to what your soul needs at this time. To activate your soul's energetic signature, to activate the divine feminine template in you, to activate the divine masculine template in you, to activate the healer template in you, the light worker template in you, to activate your connection to your own mastery, to the master that you are on the higher planes and the higher dimensions. And I know for many of you it feels scary, but please go into your heart and feel the support, feel the light that is anchoring through your heart right now, through your channels. Remember who you are. Remember that you are protected, you are shielded, you are sealed, your energy is sealed here. We're receiving the support of the Sisterhood of the Rose. All the feminine energy coming in here to assist in this recalibration, in this reconnection to your true self. So now just take a few moments for you to experience what is happening in your own sacred chamber. What are the colors? What are the sensations? Who is there? Who of your teachers are there? Okay, and breathing in. You can now say thank you to all your spiritual teachers and all these high beings. You just received a lot of activations, a lot of healing, a lot of codes. And we're just going to seal all of these codes into your body through your channels. And as we descend through your spiritual channel back into the star that you saw above your crown, we are just going to invoke, we're going to ask, and we're going to state that all of these things that you just received, that you continue to receive, that you continue to expand this connection, and that this channel remains open for you to go back into your sacred chamber anytime you need, anytime you want to access this. And that through that, you start this learning process, this self-initiation into learning the higher tools, your higher spiritual knowledge, or anything that you might want to experience right now as a soul. Anything that you might need. This channel, this gate, this portal is now open for you to receive and to be healed. And we're going down, back into our crown, through our Earth Star chakra. back into our body, starting to ground. And we're being covered in this beautiful rose pink energy, this beautiful rose pink sphere. And we're surrounded by the sisterhoods of the rose. And they're just blessing each and every one of you who are here. Blessing you with divine love, with divine wisdom, with divine will to do what is right, with divine opening, receptivity, with divine knowledge, with healing, protection, and with divine intuition and divine clarity and divine love. And they're activating your self-love now through your heart and through activating your high heart. So just receive. And we're going to anchor this beautiful sphere of protection and healing into each and every one of your bodies, into the 3D now. Sealed through the above and the below. And I'm just seeing like a lot of golden and silver codes being activated all around your field, all through your field, for purification and for activations. Okay, now we can start to settle back into our hearts. Bring in more peace, more calmness, quieting down the nervous system, quieting down the mind. Just really anchoring this moment of perfection, of peace and stillness into our heart and into our 3D world now. Thank you. This is done, this is done, this is done. And so it is. So you can continue to breathe in deeply. Just anchoring yourself, starting to anchor this energy into your field. And anything that your field doesn't require will be released through your grounding cord now. Any excess energy or anything that you no longer need will be released. And you're being sealed and shielded in this golden shield, this golden sphere of protection. And we will ask that this activation continues to do its work all the way up until the LionsGate, so that this divine cosmic energy guides you and guides you through the process that you're ready to go through as a soul, in preparation and sacredness, to receive even more on the day of the portal, even though the portal is already active, but so that you can create more space and transmute more in order to receive more light. This is done, this is done, this is done. So it is. Okay, my love, so very slowly we can start to come back into the body. Very slowly. We can start to move. We can start to feel our physical body. We can start to stretch. And if you have water nearby, please drink a lot of water, as this will really help you to continue to assimilate and to integrate the energies that we just brought into your body, and also to hold this connection that we just established to your higher self. Okay. So how is everyone feeling? I hope everyone is doing well. Let me know on the chat box. Okay, guys, so if we are already back, let me see. I'm just going to take a look at the chat box. Thank you as well. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for anchoring this energy. I'm so glad. Yes, for everyone, if you can drink water, this will really assist. Dear Bart, did that kind of pain go away? Can you please let me know if it was something that you felt and went away, or are you still feeling it? Okay, so let me check. Okay, so for those of you, well, you can read in the description box, but okay, it's gone away, Bart. Perfect. That's really good. Yes, sometimes when we liberate the energies that are there, it may feel like a small, like kind of like a pain or like a pressure, or even like small pinches, you know, and that's when it's liberating or when it's expanding and healing. So I hope this really assists you, dear Bart, in your process. I know you have been going through stuff. Okay, so let me just check the chat box. For those of you who want me to see or to look deeper into your situation or to heal a particular thing, I put something in the description box that if you donate, I think like $20, I can go in and really assist you to heal that. And I say this for the whole group because I think some of you don't know that, but some of you have donated, so I want to be fair and just to everybody. So I will just put the link here below as well. Okay, so let me start up here. Okay, about the LionsGate. I'm wondering what exactly is the LionsGate? Right, so the LionsGate is, dear Steph, if you can watch my video on the Sirius Star. In that video, I explain quite a bit about the LionsGate. Well, I explain a lot about Sirius, but it's actually the LionsGate occurs when Sirius is aligned with the pyramids. That's why I had the image of the pyramids on this live stream. And it is basically a portal that opens every year, but it started already in July. And it ends kind of around the 12th of August. And let's say that like the peak point of or energy of that portal is the 8/8, so on the 8th. And this is a date that it's linked to a lot of like astrological how do you say it? Like synchronicity. So it's a time where many forces come into place, and what that gets translated to in our physical reality is basically yet another portal where we receive activations, but we receive very, very high energy. So now that the way things are and the way we were prepared through these two eclipses and the full moons and the new moon and then this, it's like all the events that are happening, for me, they are all portals. And the LionsGate is kind of the culmination of the process that we started 2 months ago. But also, like, it's kind of like sealing a cycle that we have been in for the last 18 years and sealing another karmic cycle that we have been in for the last 8 years. So it may mean different things for different people, but if you're working energetically and if you are awakened, you will probably be receiving a lot of upgrades to your system. So if you are preparing for the LionsGate, if you prepare your body, it's kind of like preparing for a full moon, where a lot of information and a lot of energy is there to back you, to back up your intentions. So, but in this portal, I would recommend you to just sit and receive. So if you can, like from now until the 8/8, if you can like try to eat clean, to take care of your body, do physical exercise in order to process the energies that are coming in order to release the excess energy, and drink a lot of water. This will really help. Also, if you can, on the day of the gate, not to eat meat or anything too heavy, to do kind of like a cleanse, maybe, if you guys like that or enjoy doing that. That can really just make you more aware of the changes in your body and the energy that your body, and make you like a clearer channel for you to receive the activations and the energies that the upgrades that we're receiving from this portal. So this is to clear the old, but it is also to receive these new to our body. So kind of like the meditation that we just did, it's opening up more and more channels. So we're being more and more connected to our spiritual side. And we are being, for me, it's a portal of conclusion of many things that we have been dealing through the old paradigm. And it's opening up this new phase, this new era. And we're also starting the new galactic year a little bit before. So it's like new energy flushing, streaming in really, really high quantities. So if you are stressed or too busy or you don't take time for yourself, this energy will come and you will feel it like in the full moon. It can make people go a little crazy. So if you can, try to be in a more yin state, in a more feminine energy, in a more receptive energy for those dates as much as possible. Okay, so Fair, you want just some insight? Okay, let me see. Let me tune into Fair, see what's going on. Okay, so I feel like we can just cleanse a little bit more, a little bit deeper on the whole like mind area. I feel a lot of like thinking a lot and a little bit of worry. So if you can just relax there and breathe in, just going to do a little process. It's like you're processing a lot of information. I don't know if you're like reading a lot or like a lot of information, but it's like your body is saying like, okay, I need to like have a little bit of space in order to digest this, to properly digest this information. And also to filter out whatever is not really resonating with your truth. So anything that we hear from the outside, any teachers, any people that we align with, it's always important to keep what really resonates as truth, what our heart is saying yes, and filter out and let go of all the things that we don't really resonate, that our gut is telling us, I don't think that's the truth. So just leaving that out. Okay, and I'm feeling to work very close to the head, like at the temples. You're just receiving like a lot of blue energy around that area and around your ears and around your forehead. So it's like clearing anything, any blockages there, to be able to see this new reality. It's like your being is saying, I feel different, but what I don't really see it. So we're going to clear the vision and the ears also. I also want to hear how to perceive with all your senses that the reality is shifting. Okay, and bringing you up into your highest timeline. All of you who are listening, you can do this too. You can receive this too if it resonates with you. Because normally everything we heal in these groups, this is also synchronized. So, okay. Okay, and we're going to start connecting a little bit more the heart chakra with the Ajna chakra and activating the higher vision. Yeah, so opening up, releasing any debris, any emotions that were stored there, any pain, any circumstantial pain or loss, feeling of loss from the past. And also through the throat, any self-choking, and any part of you that is not allowing yourself to fully express your truth and to create this new paradigm. So releasing any part of you that may want to go back into the old ways, because sometimes we have that we are like so surprised with this new energy, and we tend to a part of us sometimes tends to hold on to the old. And we're just going into the throat, into the inner child, soothing the inner child and telling him it's okay. We are here to hold you. It's okay. This new world is safe. This new world is prepared for you, and you are prepared for this new world, for this new paradigm, for the new you. Yeah, and just doing more, like a lot of self-love, dear Fair. I'm seeing, like, if you can do this self-love to your inner child every day for at least 5 days, that would be really nice. Just to sit with you and hug yourself. Like, hug yourself and pat, pat, pat in the back in the inner child. Self-love, self-nurturance. There you go. And immediately it starts to open up again. And your channels start to open up more to the white light, the pure white light. Okay. Just infusing this light. And sealing through the gold. Okay. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Okay. You can continue to sit there, Fair, and receive, continue to receive this energy. They're still working on you. Okay. I'm just going to go over to the chat. Thank you so much. I hope this helps. Okay, so let me see the other questions. Mm, okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Also, the ones who are in Europe and in other places. Okay, the pain is going away. Marvis says, I haven't healed completely. I still feel in much pain. Help me with some advice. Okay, Marbritza, in order to heal this, are you talking about physical or emotional pain? In order to help you with this, because I feel this is something like very, very deep, and it is something a little bit more, okay, physical, yes. It is something a little bit more heavy, so from the 3D. If you want, please contact me personally, send me an email or contact me through my website, and I can assist you with this, but it would be better if we do a private session, okay, in order to really address this, and especially if it's urgent. I have, I think tomorrow I have a couple of places left. If you want to do that, you can book a session with me online, and I can help you do this more, because I feel that it has to do a lot with your physical, but also with your mental body. So like many things from the past that created this. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling more, yeah, the mental construct. But we can work through that and get you out of that place if you want. May you be blessed. I'm here. Please contact me individually, okay? Okay, so very big stuff. Great day. um, does my day notice some energy is not focused. Okay, so for anyone who wants to perfect, Marisa. So good. For any one of you who has trouble meditating, or right now it's a good time to just receive. Like, you can do like any guided meditation that you might like. Lots of love to you too, Marisa. Anything that really helps you connect. And if nothing is helping really, you can just like lay down or sit down in a comfortable position, connect to your light, and receive. And for Steph, what we just did will activate parts of you that weren't activated before. So next time you meditate, try to remember the connection we did through your soul star chakra, so through the star in your head, all the way up to your higher self and into the sacred chamber. And you can use this vision again to go up there again, just the way we did. And from there you can receive. So right now it's not so important to be doing while meditating, but more it's important to be able to expand your receivers, to expand your ability to receive from God. So always ask for protection, always ask to be connected to your divinity through your light, and ask for them to expand your channels in order for you to receive. And then you just sit and receive. It can be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever is comfortable for you. And I think you will notice a difference in the way you're meditating. And also for you, Steph, I don't know why, but I'm guided to tell you to invite you again to the course. I don't know if you have done any healing, or if you are into like discovering how to self-heal, or if you are intuitive. but I'm feeling that the course that I'm going to do, the course of self-healing that I will do, that could be very beneficial for you, and it will also assist you in your spiritual practice. So I don't know if that's something that resonates, but if it resonates, just put it out there. Okay, guys. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I think I will start to wind down. Okay, I found another question. Okay, so okay, so the question from Ingrid, like, how engaging with my I feel this fusion of energy at the same time, how can I cultivate my individuality if there is a sense of merging? Thank you. Okay, so this is very important, Ingrid, and also for like twin flames. Especially if you haven't been in the stage of separation, or even if you have, it is important that when you're together, it's fine. Let the merge occur, let the energies flow. But when you come back into yourself, into your own space, be sure to have enough space and enough time for you to dedicate to your own practice and to connecting, to meditating, to connecting to your own self, and to continue to anchor more light in yourself. Because this will allow your twin flame connection to develop more, and it will allow you to continue to do the work, so you don't have to go into any other separation or into any other period where you have to be separated because you guys aren't doing your job or things like that. That may happen. I'm not saying it will happen for you, Ingrid. I didn't see anything of the kind. But I'm saying it a little bit more in the general sense for everyone who's listening. And for you in particular, Ingrid, let me just see a little bit closer. Yes, I feel like continue to practice your self-love. Like, even if you're receiving love from this other person, like, continue to have your own self-love rituals every day, or at least 3 times a week, where you really devote yourself to yourself. So you really anchor the goddess. You can also use meditations to anchor the goddess energy and to bring to the forefront your mission and like why the goddess is here. So one is the whole union with the twin flame, but the other part is your own self-healing journey, your spiritual mission, and the people that you're helping. So try to always maintain the channel to your own self-love open, so that you're not just receiving the love from this other person, but you receive from him, you fill up, but you also fill up with your own divine love. You receive comfort, you receive whatever you're receiving, you receive light, but you're also receiving light from your own spiritual connection always. And that helps in not creating like codependency and feeling that you depend on someone else's light in order to shine, because it's not true at all. And especially you, Ingrid, because I've known you a little bit longer, or I work with you. Your light is growing very fast right now. I feel like you are taking big steps into shining more brightly, and this is also, I think, coming down to your mission. So try to continue to focus on how important it is for you to self-love, so you can also teach this to all your patients and to all the people that will come looking for your light, so that you always have the light of God and your own source light beaming, and you don't depend on anyone else's light. And also so other people don't like connect to your light. Okay? So you teach them how to be self-sufficient through you being self-sufficient in your light. So through you sourcing your light from your own connection to the divine and not from your connection to the twin. And the twin has to do the same. The twin should also source his own light from the divine, not from you. Okay? I hope that helps. Okay. Amber is feeling the love. Nice. Okay. What happens with twin flame when we are on other side? Okay. Oh my god, I missed a lot of questions, I think. Let me see. Sorry, guys. 1 second. So I read all of this. Okay. What happens with twin flames when we die? Okay. Well, that was a little bit what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. You can go back and see it. Parfum Lulia. You can see that again. But basically, what happens to all of us, twin flames or not, we go back to the source, and we go back together. We are together again with, let's say, with God. We go back to where we came from, and we revise kind of what we did. And if it's in our path, we come back again to finish the work we didn't finish. And I think basically for all of you who are here, you probably will be coming back, because we're all helping and ascend the earth in this particular moment. So it's super important to be here. But basically we just go back, and then we come back into earth and reincarnate. Okay. Resonates a lot. Yes, sure, Steph. I will let you know, okay? If you want, shoot me an email and I will send you the information when I have it, because I'm still channeling like all the things from the course. But as soon as I have like the dates and the format that it's going to occur, I will send it to you, okay? And hopefully it won't be very expensive. So it will be something that I hope is accessible for the majority of you. Okay. Yes, I always need to have space to do. Okay. Yes. Yes, Ingrid. Okay. Great fair. Yes. Oh, and also like Lulia, if you mean that if your twin has your twin crossed over, is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, that your twin crossed over, he has stuff to do on the other side. So you guys will continue to work. I mean, you continue to work. But for me, twin flames is not something that like ties you and that you're only supposed to be with your twin flame and there's nothing beyond or before that. I think probably all of us were here before we even discovered the term twin flame. We had lovers, we had great loves, probably soulmates, people that we identified with as a soulmate. So there's always like the things that you experience, even the relationships we have, even the connections that we have, they are all designed perfectly in the perfect time for your particular soul to learn the lessons and for that other soul to learn the lessons. So we have these agreements, we have these contracts before we come here. So if your twin crossed over, it had a reason, and it was part of his divine plan. And because you were in his life, it was part of your divine plan as well. So I know it can be really, really hard. I have seen this before. I have had some patients where their twins have crossed over. But one of the things that happens is that also as the same as when our family crosses over, these are all soulmates. So your twin flame, your family members, and the people who you're very close to, the people who you really, really love in this lifetime, or even if you don't really love them, but they're your family, they cross over and their energy kind of remains with us. Many of them become your kind of like your guardian angels, or they become part of your spiritual guides, especially if you had a deep connection to them. They become part of your spiritual entourage that are always there with you. So you still are kind of in a relationship, but it just transforms completely. So it's nothing of the sort that we are, what we experience in the 3D. Um, um, Dear Lilia, I think if you want to like understand a little bit better of your situation, if you want, you can ask me. Because I feel like there is a little bit that there's like stuff that we could like maybe go even deeper for your own particular situation. Um, but I hope this helped. Let me know if you need more. I will be I will be there. Thank you. Okay, Lana, I feel like I'm overwhelmed. Why do I need my twin? We can practice towards whole if we have contract, and why you said we shall not think about reunion. Souling. Yes, Amber, let's chat about that next session. Dear Souling, you don't need anybody. Like no, none of us need anybody, and we actually need everybody. That's the kind of the whole controversy a little bit about twins. Well, about twins. Sorry, about humanity. We are anchoring the light, and we're all connected. So in a way, we don't need anybody because we are all self-sourcing. We all receive our energy from God. But in that other place, we're also connected to everyone. So we are actually co-creating with everyone who is here on the planet, and we need each other in order to do this collective change and this collective shift. So it's really a matter of perspective, but in the most like simple way, you don't need your twin to be you. You don't need anyone. Like the most important thing for me as an awakened soul is that you understand that you are whole and complete within yourself, that you have your own unique mission and your own path. And then, of course, we have contracts with, but not only with your twin, we have contract with everyone who comes into our lives. And these are lessons that we choose to go through. And these are people, places, situations that make us evolve as a soul. So anything that is here to teach you will come your way. You will live it. It will be part of your experience in this lifetime. So you can practice unconditional love towards everything, but you also have to practice unconditional love towards yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, the contracts, or what I refer as to contracts. These are things that will happen in your experience, but you don't have to know beforehand what's going to happen. Your soul knows what's going to happen, and that's the only one and the only thing that really knows, that is divinely intelligent, and that really can tell you what's going to happen. And you can access to your soul through meditation. That's why clairvoyants and people who have developed their spiritual practice can know or receive the information or the intuition that is not linked to space or time. So I can receive information from my higher self about something that will happen if I'm asking about it or if I'm supposed to learn about it. But we are not here to control the outcome of things, or we are not, and we're also not obliged to do anything. Like the things that we will encounter, even if that means a twin flame relationship or any kind of relationship, any kind of thing that comes into your life, this is what you are here to experience. So it's more about surrendering to the experience and really being here, really taking charge of your life, taking charge of your own love, of your own happiness, and deciding what you need in this moment now to be happy. And to do that in each moment, to choose that in each moment, then to precondition ourselves with things that we really don't know if they're going to happen or not. This ties in a little bit about like what I said about, the readers and the people who predict things, or who tell you or confirm to you who is your twin flame or who's not, or what's going to happen in 1 year or what's not. These things, usually what they do is they induce fear, they constrict, and they close up your possibilities. If you think the only two options are A and B, there's no way that you're going to manifest C into your life. But as an awakened soul, what you have to do, or what you can do, is open up yourself to the options. Why don't you create A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the whole letters, okay? And you have all these options, and then you can choose. Or you can align with the divine and say, I surrender to the divine, bring in my best option. And the divine will always bring you the best option out of all the options. So that's a little bit my view on that. And I hope it helps. Also, okay, about reunion. So when you are in alignment with you, when you're loving yourself, and when you are in communion with yourself, when you are anchoring your divinity, when you are practicing self-love, you're actively loving yourself. If you wish to have a relationship, you will probably attract a person who is in the same frequency. So you will attract a person who is resonating in self-love, who is loving themselves, and who's anchoring their divinity. So that's when you can decide if you want to share the experience of love with another person and come into union or not, right? That's kind of the way I see that. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay. And about the fighting, for me, no, for me, really, twin flames, it's not about fighting to be together, but it's more about awakening as souls and connecting to your divinity and anchoring your divinity and bringing a new way of relating to one another with no codependency, and with like bringing in and starting to be the pioneers of a new way of relating to each other, between genders, or even like transgender, but in the feminine and the masculine polarity. That's my view. Okay. And like everything that happens is a process. These things, like there is no recipe for everyone. There is no way, like my personal story, and the way I relate to things, and the way you relate to things, the way each one of you relates to things, everything is going to be different. And you have to know and to trust that your soul is guiding you to the experiences that you need in order to evolve. And when you start expanding your consciousness and building up your spiritual practice and connecting more to yourself, you will start to surrender the outcomes. So there will be no more expectation. Even in the twin flame journey, you won't be expecting this and this to happen, but you will be enjoying and living every moment as if it were the last. Okay, so, and it's not something that we just work on something a couple of years or months and then it brings certain results. No, we are actually co-creating with our souls, and we are embodying our divinity, and we are doing this in order to do this more every day. So it's a process that doesn't end. And the things that the process will bring will be different for each one of you. Okay? Dear Lulia, I personally don't believe that like the thing that we are like two, like one soul divided into two bodies or things like that. I mean, we are all souls divided because we all belong to a greater soul. We are all sparks of a greater soul, all of us, not just you and your twin, but all of us. We are the same source, the same force that runs through me, the same vital force runs through each and every one of you. And this is why, for example, I love to research and to go into quantum physics a little bit, because really in our biology and in our in the way that energy works, we can understand a lot of the spiritual concepts. So it's like we are this energy, right? And energy permeates everything. We're all made of energy, and all our universe is made up of energy. And through space, where before science said, okay, in space there is emptiness, there is a vacuum, we are discovering now that there is not a vacuum, that there is an intelligent force that connects us all. That's why distant healing works, and that's why many things work. But these are things that we're discovering, and it's the same thing as when, for example, when there was no electricity. We had no idea before that, that in our paradigm, we could be having electricity and we could all be connected, right? And before the internet came into being, we didn't understand how, we could never imagine that we could all be connected through the whole world and communicating. So this is a little bit in the time that we are. And the whole twin flame thing, the way it's been conceptualized by most people out there who have these like very concrete definitions, these are based probably on personal experiences. Some of it probably also manipulation, because I think that there's a little bit of that too. But it's also like trying to describe a concept that is far more like on the energetic base, trying to make it human. So it's like trying to describe death, or like trying to describe these experiences that we, each one of us, relate to as a soul, and that we have our own knowledge about that. So every one of you who are asking about the definition of twin flames and what it is, I would tell you to really like go into your heart and go into meditation and start to bring in what feels right for you. What of this resonates with your soul and what doesn't, but not from the mind, but from the heart and from the soul. So for me, everyone who comes into this world is we're all part of the same group. So the greatest group of the soul is called the monad, or no, the logos. Then comes the monad, then the extended soul group, then the soul group, and then your family, your friends, and then you. So you can imagine this as the Russian dolls, you know, I think they're called mamushkas, that there is a little person inside a bigger person, and inside a bigger, a bigger, a bigger. That's kind of um, how our souls are designed, let's say. And in the smallest part of us, that's where we are here in the 3D. That's where we incarnate. Okay. Um, Let me just see the chat really quick. So actually, we're all kind of like split from God, because we're all sparks of God. We're all sparks of the divine. And then we have the different relationships to soulmates, or to twin flame, or to whoever is meant to come into our path. For me, what really differentiates, let's say, twin flame, is that they are two whole beings, two divine beings, embodying their wholeness, embodying their divinity, and then coming together. So it's a new paradigm of relationship, where there is a changing from the codependent mode, and from the old paradigm of relationships, and we are coming together to start to create a new paradigm. But this will also, the same way as we as beings are changing and we're evolving, this doesn't change from one day to another. And it doesn't mean that when you come in together with your twin flame, everything is going to be like the new paradigm, and you won't have to work or do anything, and everything will be in rose colors. No, but it means that instead of two beings that are asleep in a relationship, you will be two awakened beings to your divinity. And from there, you will resolve whatever comes up, and you will treat whatever problems come up. Okay, so that's how we start creating the new paradigm, through being awakened. That's why your awakening journey and your spiritual journey is so important. Okay. Okay, guys. Dear, no. Yes, I can understand. Um, no, if you want, you can also come, like, write to me in a personal message, and we can look more into your particular like situation. And also, if you want to come into a healing with me, a twin flame healing, we can really dive deep and see what's going on there. Okay. And also, I know that you are in an awakening journey. So also, if you need any other tools, I will be able to provide them for you as well. Because I feel like your soul is like awakening, and like wants many. It's really nice, actually, the process that you're in, I think. So if you need help with that, you can always ask me or write to me. Okay. And the last question for the ones who are still here, we've got almost 2 hours. Let me see. Is dating okay on the twin flame journey? Do you mean like dating other people? Beautiful soul. Okay. Lulia. Yes. I mean, I don't know, like, about the story that that is told out there, because I think there are many different stories. But the twin flame energetic, for me, it's real. Um, in my personal opinion. So I see it as an energetic thing, and I see it also in the bodies of the people, and it has to do with the transformation that we're going through. So it's kind of like asking, is the indigo thing true, or is it our perception? Or is the angelic thing true, or is it our perception? So that comes down to a lot of to you, to what your soul resonates with, and I think that's a decision that each soul has to make. But for me, in my personal opinion, the way I see the twin flame journey, it's an energetic thing, and it is true. So I don't know. I hope that helps. Okay, so beautiful soul. It depends, like on your specific situation. Again, like if you want to get more guidance on that, you can contact me individually, because there are many things that play out in that. Like it depends on where are you, where is the relationship, at what point, and also what you want, what you're aligning with. But because of the energetic nature of the twin flames, if you have other people around your field, the other part, I mean, your twin will probably feel this, and depending on how he reacts to this, it may affect the relationship or not. So it depends on you individually and on the situation. But if you have more questions, or you want to see that with me, we can do that in a session. I'd be very glad to help you. Okay, guys, so I think this is it. I was very, very happy to be with you. I am glad that more people are coming into our live streams, and I'm very glad to connect with you. So I'm sending you much love to everyone, and I will be posting a new video very soon, because I'm downloading like crazy. I'm sending you much love. I love you too. Love you all. Please take care. Prepare for the LionsGate. Drink a lot of water. Rest. And I will see you very, very soon. Okay, I will send you the information about the self-healing course. I think it's going to be named something like Discovering the Master That You Are, or something about mastery, because I think you're all masters. So I'm very excited about it. I love you all. Love you. Love all the community. Love you, Amber. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.